Hi, this is Mark Dunn, VBC Score Registrar, and this video is just about how to register teams for the upcoming pennant season. It's just the end of season 1 of 2025 now, but we need to prepare for season 2, and I'll be sending out an email to everyone in the next couple of hours, actually, alerting everyone to the fact that the team registration module is open from the VBSA homepage, and asking people to start entering teams. Okay, just as a precursor to that, if you have not got a username and password for the VBSA SEWS scoring system, then you'll need to have one to log in. And if you haven't got one, you'll need to contact the score registrar to do that. Only people with a user can log in and register teams. Okay, I'm going to be using a normal user, a normal captain as a user today rather than my admin access, so you get a better idea what you'll see when you go to register the teams. And I'm also going to minimize the screen so it looks more like a mobile phone screen. At the moment, you'll see that all the options on the toolbar at the top are available here. When I minimize the screen, when I reduce the screen, I should say, you'll see that they're all converted into this little horizontal bar here and accessible by clicking on there. Okay, so I've done that. I might just minimize the behind screen as well and let's just have a look at this one over here, I should say. I'll get that back. Nope, wrong one. Where are you going? We want, what do we want? We want this page here. Okay, I'm just going to click on that one and minimize that. Okay, no, we don't want that. We want to get it over here. Okay. So we've got our VBSA homepage, and on the far right-hand corner, on the bottom of this list, you'll see score sheet login. I'm using Richard Shaxnovis's login. Thank you, Richard, for making your user available. As I said, just to make it look like it's a regular user of SEWS rather than admin user. So I'm going to log in. It tells me some details about which team is associated with. All that'll be set back to blank at the end of this season, in readiness for the next season. But you'll see the options that are available here: select fixture, pennant team registration, and other things to do with the scoring system. I won't get into that in this video. We'll just look at the pennant team registration. Okay. You'll see that we've marked each of the steps, step down to step 6 down here. Step 5 is access through another page. And so there's quite a simple step-by-step process to lodging your team. All the available grades, and I'll say that just because a grade is listed here doesn't mean that grade will actually run. Typically D grade hasn't been running for a number of years. Sometimes an A grade on a particular night doesn't run. So once all the teams are submitted, we'll do a bit of horse trading, perhaps joining some registrations to form one grade, or perhaps splitting a grade to make 2 grades if there are too many teams in the grade. But that'll all happen in the final 2 weeks before the season starts. The team registration function will be open for the next 4 weeks to give people a chance to enter that. And the following 2 weeks, we use all the preparation of fixtures and stuff. And then the actual season 2 is meant to start towards the end of July. So we'll pick D Willis Snooker just for the sake of it. The club I'm going to select is my club, Frank Sinara Soul, because I've alerted all my members, or some members, to the fact that we're going to be using their names as part of this. What happens is that everyone gets an email to say that they've been entered into that team. So it doesn't come as too much of a surprise when they get an email. Okay, we're going to enter a team name, and I'm just going to call it Test, today's date. And please ignore, just in case it's not obvious, that this is not a test. Okay, so steps 1, 2, and 3 are quite straightforward. One thing to note is that we really need a unique name. It's Frankston, Pool Sharks, whatever, not just Frankston or not just Brunswick. We need to separate names because that helps with the preparation of the fixtures. Having teams with exactly the same name tends to mess it up a little bit. Okay, unless, of course, you've only got the one team for your club. So the next step is to select players for this team. And this replaces the old system of where you had to fill out a form and send it in. Once you hit the select players, it looks at the club that you've nominated and it looks at all the players that have played for that club for the last couple of years and allows you to choose those players into your team. So it's just your club. It's no one out from outside who hasn't played for your club in that period. And it's a matter of just clicking on the select to add them to your team. However, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. If you've got someone from outside your team, but who has been a VBSA player before, then you can add him to this team list. And if you've got someone who's brand new to VBSA, you can also add them to this team list. And you can do that by just starting to type in a name. And I'm going to type in a name and George, and there's quite a few Georges available to choose from. Including George Dunn, no relation. And you could select any one of those and add them to your team. But if you've got someone who's never been a VBSA player, Mr. Tony Elbow, our dear Prime Minister, is not coming up. It's not showing it within the list of known players. So when I click on Add to List, it's going to ask me for some details about that player, their email address, and I'm going to use my email address and probably my mobile number. And it also prompts you to complete a member registration form for that person. This is going to create that person in our membership register and make them available to select into this team. So I'm going to add Tony to our team, and you'll now know that Tony Elbow is part of the team list from which to select. So I'm going to select a few people from this list, Tony being one of them. But we'll give it another one. I've got five players that we want to add. Step 5A was adding outside players. 5B is adding from the selected list. Okay, we'll return to the previous screen and you'll see those 5 players are now shown on this page. This is where we nominate one as captain. If there's anyone else to be a backup captain or just an authoriser, someone who can go into SEWS and do all the scores recording for you, we can nominate who they are, make Tony an authoriser. You can choose to remove those people if you put someone in by mistake, remove them from this list. But something that's a little bit new for this season is we're asking you to go in and confirm that the contact information for each of these players is correct. This used to be a manual process that I had to go through, but I'm now we're asking for the captains or the team submitters to go in and confirm that the mobile number and email address of each of your players is correct. And you're obliged to do this. It's a mandatory thing. You need to click on the box. You're presented with a screen with their details. You can edit it, or you can just say there's no changes or just close. And you'll need to do that for all players that you've nominated. Once you've done that, your team is ready to submit. There's one more step down here. If you're looking for more players, even though you need to have at least 4 players to submit a team, it won't let you submit a team with less than 4 players. But if you've only got 4 and you need a 5th and a 6th, then there's an opportunity here to put your name on a list on the VBSA scores page which says this team is looking for extra players, and by ticking that box. So, according to Hoyle, if I click this button, the process should now go away and submit that team. At the end of this process, we should be returned to the public scores page where all submitted teams are listed. So let's do that. It says you'll be redirected to the VBSA website on completion. This is also, and there we are. So this is the public homepage or wet scores page on the public site. And you'll see that there is now one team listed under D. Willis. Click on the ladder, you'll see that team is Frankston RSL Test 16625. And click into more, you'll see the individual players who we've added to that team. Tony is not an existing member. We haven't received a form on him. That's why they're in red down there. But all this data will be deleted afterwards anyway. Okay, now this, as I said before, this spits out an email or notification to the captains and the team players to say you've been added to this team. I just click back over because it's sent Tony's email to my email address. If I click over to my members inbox and then receive, I should have an email sitting in there very shortly, which alerts me to the fact that there's the email. There's the email there. This is the email that is copied to the score registrar, but also goes to each of the team members to say this team has been entered. You can review that on the scores page, which you were just looking at. It nominates who the captain is. Okay. Okay, so that's the type of email that everyone should receive that's part of that team. All right. Well, with that, I think that's pretty much it. I'll have this video available on our scores page as soon as possible. But yeah, it's a reasonably straightforward process. So with that, I'm going to stop this video, and good luck to you entering your team, and good luck for your coming season.